Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing something unbelievable has happened to every human on Earth. Suddenly, everyone can read minds. Not guess emotions or interpret body language, but literally hear the thoughts running through other people's heads. Every secret, every hidden opinion, every silent judgment becomes instantly visible. At first, it might feel like the ultimate superpower. No one could ever lie to you again. When someone says, "I'm fine," you would instantly know whether they truly mean it. Politicians could no longer hide their real intentions behind carefully crafted speeches. Business deals would become brutally honest, friendships would reveal their true nature, and relationships would suddenly be built on total transparency. But within just a few hours, the world might begin to experience chaos. Imagine walking into your workplace meeting where your manager is confidently presenting the future plan for the company. Out loud, he speaks about teamwork, growth, and positivity. But in his mind, you suddenly hear something completely different. He's worried the plan might fail. He's judging certain employees, and he's thinking about cutting costs by firing people. At the same time, every person in the room can hear each other's thoughts too. Someone is silently criticizing the plan. Someone else is thinking about quitting their job. Another person is distracted, thinking about lunch or scrolling through social media later. Suddenly, the room becomes painfully awkward because the invisible social filter that humans rely on every day has disappeared. The truth is that human society depends on thousands of small, harmless lies and unspoken thoughts that keep everyday interactions smooth. When someone cooks a meal and asks if you like it, you might say yes, even if it isn't perfect, simply to be polite and kind. When you meet someone for the first time, you smile and greet them warmly, even if you feel nervous or uncertain. These small social filters help people coexist peacefully and prevent unnecessary conflict. But if humans could read minds, those filters would vanish overnight. Every passing thought would be exposed. And the human brain produces thousands of random thoughts every single day, many of them strange, negative, or embarrassing. Sometimes you might briefly judge someone's clothes, remember an awkward moment from years ago, or imagine a silly idea that means absolutely nothing. Normally, these thoughts appear and disappear quickly, and no one else ever knows about them. But if everyone around you could hear them, those random thoughts could damage relationships instantly. Friends might discover hidden insecurities they never intended to reveal. Couples might hear fleeting thoughts about past relationships or temporary frustrations, even if those thoughts don't represent their true feelings. Over time, people might begin judging each other not just by their actions, but by every thought that crosses their mind. At the same time, mind reading could dramatically change the world in positive ways too. One major area where it could have a huge impact is crime and justice. Imagine police officers who can instantly hear the thoughts of a suspect. Interrogations would become almost unnecessary because the truth could be revealed immediately. Criminals would struggle to hide their plans if people around them could sense suspicious thoughts forming. Banks, airports, and public places might become safer because dangerous intentions could be detected before any action takes place. In theory, this could reduce crime rates dramatically and make society safer than ever before. But this also creates a serious ethical question. Should people be punished for thoughts alone? The human mind sometimes produces dark or disturbing ideas that people would never act upon. If society begins judging people for what they think rather than what they do, personal freedom might disappear very quickly. Governments might try to monitor citizens' minds in the name of safety, creating a world where private thought no longer exists. Corporations might also see mind reading as the ultimate business opportunity. Imagine walking into a store and the system instantly knows exactly what you want to buy because it can read your thoughts. Advertisements could target you before you even realize you want something. Your brain could become the most valuable source of data in the world, raising serious questions about privacy and control. Social life would also change in dramatic and unpredictable ways. Situations that already cause anxiety, like public speaking, dating, or meeting new people, could become even more stressful. When giving a speech, the audience might hear every nervous thought running through your mind. If you suddenly think, "I hope I don't mess this up," everyone listening might hear it. On a first date, even the smallest awkward thought could become obvious, turning a simple conversation into an uncomfortable experience. Social anxiety might increase dramatically because people would constantly worry about controlling their thoughts. Some individuals might even avoid social interaction entirely just to protect their privacy. However, humans are extremely adaptable creatures, and over time, people might develop new mental skills to handle this challenge. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, and mental discipline could become essential parts of daily life. Schools might begin teaching children how to control and focus their thoughts in the same way they teach reading and mathematics today. People might learn techniques to keep their minds calm, organized, and respectful of others. Society could slowly evolve into a culture where individuals are far more aware of their inner thoughts and emotions than ever before. Communication itself might transform in ways that are difficult to imagine today. If humans could read minds clearly, spoken language might become less important. Instead of explaining ideas through long conversations, people could share entire thoughts instantly, from brain to brain. Complex concepts, emotions, and images could be transferred directly without misunderstanding. Scientists working on difficult problems might collaborate more efficiently by sharing ideas instantly. Doctors might understand patients better by sensing their fears and symptoms directly. Artists and musicians could exchange creative ideas without needing to describe them in words. This kind of mental connection could lead to an explosion of creativity and innovation. Knowledge might spread faster than ever before in human history, and breakthroughs in science and technology could happen at an incredible pace. Entire discoveries that might normally take decades could happen in just a few years because minds would be connected in ways never seen before. Yet despite all these advantages, one fundamental challenge would remain. The human mind is naturally chaotic and unpredictable. Thoughts appear randomly, often influenced by emotions, memories, and imagination. A person might think something for a brief moment without truly believing it or wanting it to happen. Our thoughts are not always a perfect reflection of our character or intentions. If every one of those thoughts becomes visible to others, misunderstandings could become extremely common. People might judge others unfairly based on a single passing thought rather than their true personality. Over time, this could create emotional pressure because no one would have a private space to think freely anymore. The human brain might feel constantly exposed, as if every idea must be carefully controlled. That kind of pressure could be mentally exhausting and could change the way people think entirely. In the end, the ability to read minds might not be the perfect superpower that it first appears to be. While it could eliminate lies, reduce crime, and improve communication, it could also destroy privacy, increase anxiety, and create new forms of misunderstanding. Human relationships depend on boundaries and the ability to choose which thoughts we share and which ones we keep private. That freedom allows trust, kindness, and empathy to grow naturally. Without that balance, life might become emotionally overwhelming. Perhaps the reason humans cannot read each other's thoughts is actually a hidden advantage rather than a limitation. Our minds remain private spaces where ideas, fears, and dreams can exist safely until we decide to express them. And maybe that choice, the ability to decide what we reveal to the world, is what makes communication, trust, and relationships truly meaningful. Because when you really think about it, it is not our thoughts alone that define who we are, but the actions we choose to take and the words we choose to share. If you enjoyed exploring this fascinating possibility, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible what-if scenarios that challenge the way you see the world.